Alright mate, welcome to Toby's Tea Time. Today we're going to be talking about writer's block. So writer's block, it's an interesting thing really. Who truly understands creativity, left brain, right brain, and all that kind of stuff, really? And the thing is, we're all very, very different. The way that we work and the way we think, the way our brain works. Case in point, I was asking some other people about writer's block, and it's interesting. Some people were saying that mindset is a big thing, big contributing factor. Some were saying that if they're not in the right mindset, if they're feeling depressed, for example, then they can't write at all. But some people say they can't write unless they're depressed, or unless they're angry or sad. So we're all very different. We've all got very different ways of doing things, and it's different obstacles to different people. Well, I'd just like to give some ideas, different things that you can try to help you overcome any difficulties that you're having. There's lots of different things you can do that I'm going to talk about. It might be some of these don't help you at all, might be one or two do. So give them a try and see what you think. One thing that often helps me is listening actively. So it's quite common really to have music as background sound when you're doing tasks and working, that sort of, background music. But what about, that's kind of what I think of as passive listening. But what about active listening? What about listening to something and specifically thinking about what you're hearing? What about listening to something brand new, outside of your genre, outside of what you normally listen to? One thing I found to be super inspiring is to listen to a new band and learn one of their songs and work out what makes that band unique, and not plagiarizing, not at all, that's not what I'm implying, but seeing how someone else approaches a sound and seeing how someone else plays and how they construct a song can just give you ideas to build upon and inspire new ideas and new directions that you can take with your own music. Sometimes it's like, oh, I've never played that chord before, that chord's really cool, and if I just change it and play it up here, then that leads to something new. How about trying imposed limitations in your creativity? When creating, one of the biggest obstacles can be having too much to choose from. Some call this analysis paralysis, where you think, oh, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do this? And you spend far too much time going over all the possibilities and then never actually making any progress. Whereas if you limit your choices, then it's much quicker and easier to make decisions, because you've got less things to choose from. So like I said, if you stick to a certain scale or a certain tempo, or even time signature, or perhaps get one of your favourite bands and write a song in their style, as if you were ghost writing for that band, then that could potentially inspire all sorts of different ideas. One such challenge I gave myself once was to see how many different riffs I could come up with in the same tempo, the same tuning, without palm muting. I come up with a bunch of new ideas. Another thing you could try changing up the workflow that you normally use when writing. Like, for example, I'll tend to write riffs, then drums, then come up with a vocal melody, then come up with lyrics. But what if I wrote lyrics first and then wrote music that would seem to fit with the content of those lyrics? What if we come up with a concept first, or a story, and then wrote music that described that concept or story. Something I keep meaning to try but I haven't got around to doing yet is to take a clip of a movie that I really enjoy and try to write some music that fits with not only the theme or the story of that clip from that movie, but also fits with the timing. So you can get it to time with what's happening on the screen. That could be an interesting exercise. Another thing you can try if you're struggling with ideas or feeling like you're in a rut or any of those kind of things, try changing up your instrument. If you predominantly write on electric, try an acoustic. If you predominantly play 6 string, play 7. If you predominantly play 7, try 6 or 8 or 12. Or if you're feeling super adventurous, 9 or 10. But try writing on piano. Try start with drums first and then adding the other elements afterwards. These are all different things you can try if you're feeling like you're stuck. And don't forget that, like a lot of things in life, writing requires practice. And even if you're writing something and it ends up being rubbish, don't worry about it, that's fine. It wasn't a waste of time because you were practicing writing. And the more you practice, come up with rubbish, the more you get the rubbish out of your system, the more you can move on to some good stuff. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you found some things that were helpful. If you did, give that subscribe button a bash, give us a cheeky thumb, and see you next time.